The timeless voice of Nancy Wilson has been pleasing her fans throughout her career. Her jazzy style and dramatic flair have kept her consistently at the top.
There is a river of life.
She's sass.
Feelings that I can't describe
She's class.
sweep through me. Never like this.
She's now. Nancy Wilson hit it big in the early 60s, and she's been going strong ever since. She left her hometown, Chillicothe, Ohio, and headed for New York in 1959. Her popularity, talent, and consistency have carried her through 50-plus albums and countless live performances at the top showplaces in the nation.
I saw
Your latest album, Nancy Now, based on the responses we got from the audience today, is Nancy Wow.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
What would you say is the biggest difference between Nancy Now and Nancy Then?
The biggest difference, I think, is the synthesizers and the technology but I'm still going in and I'm able to record live, and I don't like to sing to track too often. I prefer being there while it's all done. I'm still the kind of artist where it's all discussed before it's done.
Do you think you'll ever play with those big 36-piece bands again?
I think there's one more in me. I think there's one more to do. I think there are at least 10 more songs out of that era that I want to do. I don't want to do things like Power and the Glory with the strings. I mean, that's today. But I do want to do Gershwin again. I still sing those things in person, and they're still the songs that people want to hear.
How do you feel about the new crop of female singers? Anita Baker, Phyllis Hyman.
Anita is right there between Nancy Wilson and Sarah, and says that. I mean, she's been listening to us, and Phyllis also. Phyllis Hyman, to me, is exquisite. Her voice is just super. I'm very happy about Whitney and Sade. Sade more in the jazz tradition than Whitney, obviously. But when Sarah and I, when we weren't really jazz singers. I became a jazz singer later, I guess, but I was doing pop. Right now, girl singers are being listened to and heard. The lyric is back.
Over the years, Nancy Wilson has collected many awards that attest to her high standards and her pursuit of excellence. An Emmy, a Grammy, the Paul Robeson Humanitarian Award line up on a long list of awards that recognize her contributions.
Woman of the Year for the Centennial newspaper. When you receive awards like that, does it humble you?
Yeah. First of all, it made me finally realize that I was a Los Angeles person as opposed to a Buckeye from Ohio. Because I'm basically, I'm from Ohio and whatnot, but I realized that not only had I given a lot to them, but they knew that I had, and that they appreciated it.
Much of Nancy's work with young people is done through her foundation. She often invites them to spend time at her 640-acre ranch in the California desert.
If it's only 4 kids a year, I want them to see an alternate lifestyle. I want them to know that corn grows, that this is what happens here. I want them to see animals, rock formations. I want them to see the beauty that is.
Life at home on the ranch includes her husband, Reverend Wiley Burton, and their daughters, Samantha and Cheryl.
I have my children. I have a great marriage. It doesn't get much better than now.
There are 2 things you said you've always wanted in life: to sing and to have and enjoy family. You have it all.
Yes.
On your terms, or is there anything you would have done any differently along the way?
When you say I did it my way, I surrounded myself with people who cared about me, and that enabled me to have the career and enjoy and keep the family, because they knew that I could not work totally to the exclusion of my family. My family had to come first. I can sing for you because of my family.
never like this have I felt before.
Nancy Wilson, a timeless beauty who gets better and better as time goes on.
She has found the fountain of youth.
And maybe one day we can find it.
I hope so.
That wraps up our show for this week. I'm Deborah Crable.
And I'm Gerald Denard. Be sure to join us next week for another edition of the Ebony Jet Showcase.
We'll see you then. Bye-bye.